I was shared this video and I thought this video was just quite funny. You guys got to enjoy this just as much as I'm about to enjoy this. But I want to give a warning to our family out in South Africa. Now, this clip is going to come from Alex Jones. Now, he's interviewing a guy from a group called the Suidlanders. Now, a lot of people may not know who they are, but they are a white supremacist terrorist group who is planning to fight a civil war in South Africa. And I don't know if the South African government know they exist, but they are a terror threat inside your nation. But I want you to hear what Alex Jones is going to tell this terrorist, and we'll be back to definitely talk about this.
Not evacuate. I mean, because they're just, they're gonna get killed. And I mean, why not just evacuate?
No. Our forefathers built this land with faith in God, blood, sweat, and tears, Alex, and they built something beautiful. We will not go. We will not capitulate to the face of barbarianism. It's an unacceptable proposition. We will stand here.
But we don't want everybody to die. We don't want everybody to die, but they're going to die. They're going to kill you and then kill themselves. You can't help them. You're standing in the way
Alex,
of Wakanda.
we are going to stand if we are the last Christian nation in the history of the world that stands for Almighty God. We will stand and fight and die here. Watch us.
Now, did you see him get so upset and like he wanted to break out crying? That was the funniest thing I've seen in my life. Like, this is my thing. If Donald Trump, which that guy is a Trump supporter, he loves Donald Trump. If you agree with Donald Trump, why is it that you want to stay there for? The question is, why don't the Dutch government take you back? If you feel that you're so in danger, why don't they take you back? That says a lot about you, that they don't even want you. It says a lot. Because you can't go back to where your so-called forefathers come from. Now, he said that they are Christian people. And anytime you hear people like him say they are Christian, just know that they are Christian fundamentalists. They are extremists. They are terrorists. The God they're fighting for is an idol, because the idol they created was white Jesus. And under white Jesus, you don't have to follow the commandments. You can kill people. You could take their land. You can rape people. You can imprison people. You can play games of kicking babies' heads off and all the things that they used to do constantly to terrorize non-white people. That was okay with their God. That's what I'm saying. They don't serve the same God like we serve. They don't do that, because we know through the scriptures that you can't kill people like that. We know through the scriptures you can't steal from people like that. So what God are they talking about? That's what you have to understand. When they talk about they're praying to an idol God, so he don't hear them. Obviously, if they had some sort of morality based on the Bible, then they couldn't have even white supremacy. Everything that they have acquired, they stole, which is in direct violation of the scriptures, which they are full of sin. And if they understood the scriptures, they know eventually the sins of the fathers will visit to the third and fourth generation. They know that. So what blood, sweat, and tears are you talking about? You didn't build anything. You stole everything. And now the people in South Africa are saying, hey, we want what's ours. You stole this. You didn't build this the right way. You didn't buy this. You stole it all. And then now you getting mad about it? I mean, these people got some nerve. Everywhere they have went, they stole from people. They murdered people. They didn't do nothing by honor. The United States of America wasn't built by them. Show me the work they done to build anything. It was built off of free African labor, 246 years of free African labor. And after that, blacks are still working as sharecroppers too, still getting free labor. They were taking prisoners from jail when they started locking black people up with the black codes and putting them in the convict lease program, which is slavery all over again. That's why when you see that 13th Amendment and they say you can be a slave in prison, America don't know how to operate without slavery. It's all over the world what they have done. Show me what they have worked hard on their own without nobody else's help. No blacks, no Hispanic, nobody's help. They built it all on their own without harming nobody, without stealing from nobody, without any of that. They can't really show you that. That's just the history. So don't get upset that South Africans want to take their country back. What are you mad about? Now, the South African brothers and sisters, you need to understand who these Suidlanders are. So let's go ahead and look at their website. Now, we're looking at the website, and boy, that is just some horrible stuff that you see. Man, look at there. I'll be afraid too. But anyway, outside of that, I was messing around. As you see the website, there's saying who we are, our mercy plan, the coming revolution, get involved, the Geneva Convention, the future of the West. Now, some may say, well, they just feel in fear and they don't know what to do. And which, if you look at the actual so-called farm murders, it's not even barely registering how many are so-called murdered, right? And then how many farmers are actually white in the process. But let's go down to who we are. All right, so they're telling you that the Suidlanders are a mercy plan initiative officially founded in 2006 to prepare for a Protestant Christian South African minority for a coming violent revolution. Now, the things that we looking at with Julius Malema and all that right now, that's just 2018 that's really coming out. They've been preparing to be terrorists since 2006. Understand that. A lot of them, they extremely primitive. That's all they know. They don't know being diplomatic. All they know is let's just try to fight and kill, because that's like the easiest thing to do is to fight and kill people. Not look back and say, well, do these people actually have a point on why they are bothered about what we're doing here? No, they don't have no thing about logic or actually thinking about what we actually done, even though they have this so-called high IQ. But so they've been there planning this since 2006, okay, that they want to have this violent revolution. And now they say we are non-aggressive and legal in our preparation, constituted lawfully under the Geneva Convention. Why you even mention the Geneva Convention? You're underneath the South African government. If anything, your website should have been immediately dealt with, and your group should have been shut down since 2006. You're literally saying that you're preparing for a violent revolution. This is what you're saying on your website. So why isn't the South African government dealing with you? I mean, come on. Because anybody else, I promise you, if they would have had that kind of website for the black people, they'd have been dealt with a long time ago. See, this deal, you want apartheid back. And I'm heavy on watching South African videos now, and I'm paying attention to what the Afrikaners and Boers are saying. You saying that you was happier under apartheid. You can't stand the government that's there now because you're not in control of it. So you put out there that, oh, they're the most corrupt. They're corrupt. Everywhere you go, you've been corrupt. What are you talking about? You talking about them. What about you? Well, you think you do the most honorable things is walking around or something? Then you have people like Lawrence Southern coming to South Africa and helping them with the propaganda that they're lying about. This is why, brothers and sisters, we got to get to South Africa. We got to go actually tell the real story, because they're lying. Because the brothers and sisters could tell you about apartheid and what they went through and what they're still going through now. 8% of the population have a better life than the black population that's in the majority, but they're not going to report that. That's why we got to get to South Africa and report that story. So, you go through here, and once again, as I'm pointing out, we are primarily Bible-believing Christian conservative group. Always be careful when you hear that, because if they were so-called Bible-believing, then they wouldn't be preparing for no violent revolution, okay? Because if they would follow the Bible and they would understand that, wait a minute, my fathers and forefathers done a lot of evil, and we know that's against the Bible, so we should actually work with them to see how we can work this out, because we know how we gain this land is against the scriptures. We stole it all. We killed for it. That's against the scriptures. We didn't do it, but we want to make the sins of our fathers right. If you were Bible believing, but they're not Bible believing. They believe in white Jesus, in which white Jesus allowed them to not follow the real Bible. So just make sure we talk about that. Now, we go back here to sections. They have their emergency plan. Let's look at that for our South African brothers and sisters. So they have an emergency plan here. We just scrolling down. Talking about they put this together for civil defense law and all that. And as you see, South African brothers and sisters, make sure you go to his website, learn it. Any of you in the EFF, make sure you go to his website and learn it very well, because they put out their plans on what they want to do with you guys. Okay, just saying, regrouping in a nearby area, administration outside of danger zone, safe spaces. I mean, they planning. I mean, look all the stuff that they doing. They planning things with y'all. Okay, they got weapons. They got all this stuff ready. I'm about to coming revolution. And he's talking about all the different quotes that people have here as you scroll down. So you can go back and read all that. Even some with Trump, say it down here. So you guys can check that out. They're telling people how to get involved. And on our Patreon page, we posted that video that they showed on here called The Future of the West. It is quite funny. It's so funny how they're crying about things, but yet they caused the mass immigration to go into Europe, but they don't want to discuss that. But they're telling people how to get involved, start preparing for disaster, so that when the time comes, you'll be. I mean, look all this stuff they say in here. You get what I'm saying? So, South African family, this is what I say to you. You have terrorists in the midst. They've been preparing to violently harm you since 2006. They don't like the current government because too many black folks. They don't like Julius Malema, obviously. They don't like the EFF. Want apartheid back. A lot of them fly the old apartheid flag as well, because they just enjoyed it when you were oppressed and they had everything, because they don't know how to operate to be at peace with other people. Only thing they want is you to live underneath them and you be treated bad. But now that the tables are starting to turn, all of a sudden it's a problem. And so much so that all the Australian people said they're going to fast track their visas so they can come over there. And they are another colonizer as well, not just those in South Africa. I covered what the British done to the black people on that island. That whole island was full of black people. And they went in there and just murdered and did the exact same thing as they done in South Africa. So it's one colonizer reaching out to another colonizer. That's really what that is. And those of you in Australia, you shouldn't want them coming to your country either. Why can't the Dutch take them in? Why? You're going to bring in more colonizers who's sitting up there with a lot of racial hatred? You should not dare want them people over there. But I just wanted to put this out just about the Suidlanders, and also just to watch that guy cry. That was just kind of funny. But I want you brothers and sisters in South Africa to be aware of who's in that country. You need to understand who they are, do more research, brothers and sisters in South Africa, because they're doing all this victimization. They're crying. They're getting all their people in their community to get on code with them like they're the victim, but they didn't never said anything when apartheid was going on. They never said that, you know what, wait a minute, it's not right to do what they're doing to the black people. Or after that, they don't care about black people worldwide. This is why we have to promote global African unity. And part of the unity is speaking up for you guys in South Africa, informing you of what's going on. Because these terrorists, I'm warning you guys in South Africa, they're not going to just walk off that land. That ain't happening. We, as black people in America, we know who they are very well. And they're the same worldwide. They are not walking off that land like that. So if you think y'all going to come up with a law and then you going to take it, nope. It's going to get a violent situation. I just know who they are, because the last thing they want to do is take an L to black people. They don't want to do that. So I'm just telling you, I mean, just they're already saying what they want to do, but I just know who they are. But brothers and sisters in South Africa, you know, y'all keep, you know, up the fight. Stay blessed. We support you guys here, definitely in America, in the black community. I know you got some shucking and jiving sellouts in the ANC that try to side with these terrorists, but y'all know how to deal with that issue. Did a very good thing in the EFF trying to just restore what's right for the South African people.